Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike, and this is my review of The Beekeeper, directed by David Ayer, who wrote Training Day, who directed a movie called Bright. He directed Fury. He directed Sabotage, the Suicide Squad cut, the first one. You know, the one with the some kind of Suicide Squad? That one, yeah. To which I bet his cut of it's way better. I believe him when he says that. But yeah, it's directed by David Ayer, starring Jason Statham in a throwback to old like 90s type of action movies mixed with the direct-to-digital type of action movies we get today, mixed with Jason Statham, who's the Beekeeper. And I gotta say, I've seen everybody like loving this movie, and I'm shocked. I really am shocked. I love 90s action movies, 80s action movies. If you guys know this channel at all, you know that we both do. Huge fans of them. It's right up there with horror as my favorite genre of all time. And I just, my mind is blown because it's so weird to watch this happen. The plot is absolute butt crack toast insane, right? This guy, so when you can't do the FBI or the CIA or a spy or like whatever, it's like we just made up the beekeepers who, if people are doing wrong, they'll send a beekeeper after you, which is just like the next Navy SEAL up the ladder thing that they just made up or whatever. And apparently if they unleash a beekeeper on you, or if a beekeeper comes after you, for some reason they actually keep fucking bees in real life, but if they come after you, they can't be pulled back. At one point they're like, we'll just call them off. He's like, you can't call off a beekeeper once it's been beekeeped. Like, that's not the exact verbiage, but that's how stupid it is. And who cares? Like, honestly, I get who cares about the plot or whatever. It's just it's a vehicle for Jason Statham to go and beat a bunch of assholes' asses. And on that respect, they did a great job with those scenes. Jason Statham, I've always appreciated what he does. You always wonder, like, where are the 90s and 80s action movies? What happened to that genre? Why are we not making these movies anymore? And I think the problem is that a lack of people that actually could fill the role of a Jean-Claude or an Arnold or a Steven Seagal or whatever, although he's, you know, in his fat asshole now, but back then. And Jason Statham has the ability to. I just never felt like he had that maybe charisma or whatever it is. He always just kind of seems the same, and I appreciate him for what he's done and the physical things he can do. But yeah, so it's a Jason Statham action movie. He's one of the only ones still doing it, and that's why I do appreciate him. But I'm shocked at the level of just like praise I'm seeing for this movie, because it's like everybody's like, oh well, it's an action movie, like what can you expect? It's got good action scenes in it. And I'm like, man, you guys are forgetting, like, why are we just automatically assuming that an action movie can also be a great film? Like, Lionheart is a great film. Bloodsport, it's got a million problems. It was made on the cheap, sure, but it's a great emotional film with like anchors that pull you in. Kickboxer the same way. These movies have their silly, cheesy 80s funny action movie moments where you can just like kick back and have a laugh. They've also got the action, but the difference is that they actually have these emotional storylines. These characters have arcs in them. These movies aren't just like video trash. Like, some of them can be really, really good films. Look at, I mean, fucking Predator, T2, Speed, Point Break. There's tons of these films that, yes, they had cheesy moments. They had amazing action sequences. They had ass kicking. They had men, but they also were good films. And The Beekeeper is not a good film. When Jason Statham is dropping a one-liner and beating someone's ass, entertaining as fuck. There's a really creative kill involving a rope and a truck that I thought was awesome. And I appreciate the violence in The Beekeeper is really good too, because when he goes to kill someone, he will, if they are a bad person, he will kill them in a bad way. There's a lot of maiming and finger cutting and gnarly stuff going on. There is a couple sequences when he actually goes one-on-one up against someone who can actually fight and isn't just like a dude in a suit getting his ass kicked, which you appreciate. There's a really good fight scene towards the end of the movie, and the action scenes are done well. So you're not going to be disappointed with that part of it. They did an awesome job with that, and I appreciate David Ayer's direction there, and I appreciate Jason Statham and all the stunt work and all the choreography that went into that. That shit ruled. That shit was like an 8.5 out of 10 for me as far as the action scale stuff goes. I like the kind of movies David Ayer likes, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I like the movies that he makes. But I just feel like he has really, in my opinion, other people may not feel this way, but for me, I think he's really, really tacky in his taste for things. I thought Suicide Squad was tacky as shit. For instance, in this movie, you've got all this stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, someone will come out of the woodwork dressed like a fucking Power Ranger, or like those Australian rapper guys from what's the name of that? Die Antwoord or whatever. Like these really corny, stereotype, strange, like VR Trooper JV Squad X-Men villains will pop out of nowhere of this realistic set movie at a gas station to fight him. And Statham's all like, you must be my replacement, eh? And then they just fight. And it's just like, that was really corny. And then this dude pops up at the end, the one that he has a really good fight scene with, and the guy's just insufferably stupid acting and weird looking. It looks like, it's honest like a Taki Waititi character or some shit like that. Like someone that he created that's just like silly for no reason, that just takes you out of the movie. Neil Blomkamp will do this with his films too. And obviously the biggest example of this is the Joker. You're gonna take the Joker and he's gonna be all like, you want beef? You got beef? And he's gonna have damage tattooed across, like just in your face, obvious shit. And the main bad guy running things behind the scenes, who's kind of like the Senator Trent, like, I'll take you to the bank, the blood bank kind of action movie character. He's this little piddly shit. Or the son in John Wick, if you want to go more modern with it. But he's this little piddly character who's running things behind the scenes. He's not a formidable physical opponent, but he's just pulling the strings. But even that just plays so silly to me. Like Josh Hutcherson trying to take him seriously as just like this punk kid who ends up way more involved in way higher up things than he ever actually would be in real life. It makes no sense. Who's running all of these centers where people are stealing people's money, and it all ties back to the White House and all this crazy, just weird cockamamie stuff that makes no sense. Just so much shit that you have to suspend so much belief to believe this plot at all that you actually walk out of the theater wearing suspenders that you didn't go in with. That was a terrible joke, and I moved to remove myself. The thing is, it didn't need to be. We didn't need to take this all the way to the fucking White House, all right? It was a very contained, simple story, and it could have been written in a way that could have been contained, and you didn't have to do all this hokey shit with it. But you look at who wrote the movie, and it was written by Kurt Wimmer, who has done some cool shit before. He did Law Abiding Citizen, which I maintain that movie kicks ass. But he also did the Point Break remake, the Total Recall remake, Salt, The Expendables 4. He's got a type. Oh, he did The Recruit too. The Recruit kicks ass. I love The Recruit. So I'm a fan of some of his work for sure, but this is definitely on the other side of the mountaintop from his work, in my opinion. I just thought the story was absolutely insanely stupid. And I get the whole, hey, turn off your brain and watch an action movie, man. It's meant to be fun, ass-kicking, like Violent Night. Same problem I had with that. That movie should have been better. Everybody just goes, oh, it's an action movie. We never get those anymore. I'll take any slop you give me. And I'm happy the movie's out there, but I feel like I don't understand why everybody's like, oh, it's an action movie. It's supposed to suck. No! It should still be fucking good. They can still make great action films with good characters and people that you care about and have great action sequences. I mean, come the fuck on. Hard Target was as cheesy as they come, but I gave a fuck. I just feel like we're doing a disservice to the action genre by being like, hey, there's some cool fight scenes in it. And like the whole plot they tried to build around it sucks ass, but who cares? Because action movies are supposed to suck. They're not supposed to suck. You can make great ones. Why aren't we trying to make great ones? I don't understand that at all. Motherfucking Jeremy Irons is in this movie, and he plays Josh Hutcherson's father figure type character who's really connected guy all the way high up, who somehow runs all these crazy intelligence agencies, but has no idea about what this kid that he's supposed to be watching is doing, even though he's running like high level shit. It makes absolutely no sense that these characters weren't smart enough to figure half of this shit out. But anyways, Jeremy Irons is in this movie, and he's got a hefty role in it too. Like, he's in this a lot. Got a lot of dialogue scenes, and he does it. Like, he's not just there slapping out lines. He's doing that do you want to start a war type shit. Like, Jeremy Irons is in there doing his shit, and I love it. One of the best bad guys ever in Die Hard with a Vengeance. But you know, this one, he's a white collar type of dude. Like, you know, don't break my wrist because I'm a sissy type of character. I mean, no one wants their wrist broken. You know what I'm saying? And then Jason Statham's like, but I have to because I'm the Beekeeper. There's so many stupid fucking bee puns in this movie. In the movie, I'm unsure about whether it was trying to take itself seriously or trying to be a B movie or what. But so many times in this movie, they're like, you don't understand how badass he is. Someone's like, oh God, not a beekeeper. And then Statham's like, because I'm the Beekeeper. And they're like, oh, not a beekeeper. You don't get rid of a beekeeper gets rid of you. And like, just constantly fucking, not a beekeeper. And I was like, oh, I'm the Beekeeper. And I'm like, God damn it, we fucking get it. He's the fucking Beekeeper. Stop it already. Shit. It's always fun to see an asshole get their fucking face kicked in, and you get a lot of that in this movie. You get some squiggly little fucks that you really hate, and you get to watch Jason Statham beat the shit out of them, and get to watch them get what they deserve. That was the heart of the film, in my opinion, and the opening, the first 20 minutes is taken seriously, and it's just like kind of scaled back, and it's really, really good, and that's the kind of action movie I feel like we should have expected the whole way. It kept in the emotional stuff in there, man, made you give a fuck when he went after the bad guy, instead of just being like, hey, that looked cool, oh, they're talking again, so anyway, what I was telling you was I walk in there and my brother's making out my own brother. The fist-to-fist action stuff was there, the story was sort of there for a second, you had the elements to make this an actual good movie, not just a laughing, hey, it's an action movie, but it's not that bad sort of deal. So in that, The Beekeeper is disappointing to me. I will give the movie a 6 out of 10. And I'm being pretty generous with the 6 out of 10. It was pretty bad in a lot of plots. I love your all's fucking faces. Let me know how you felt about this movie down below. We will see you soon. And god damn it, can we get some more action movies like this, but that, you know, do good stuff.
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, faggot!
Halloween never ends, suck my fucking dick, and I don't really care what Blumhouse fucking says. Put him in a box, or suck a fucking cock. You can say he's dead, but we all know he's not, yeah. So let's go trick-or-treating, let's go fucking drinking, let's all go rent Pumpkinhead on VHS.